That worship is warfare.
Adversaries are necessary because without them, you never really discover your purpose.
We've accepted what somebody told us we were in our past. So our past is sabotaging our ability to hear instruction.
We are not much unlike a battery. The negative is the thing that's needed to produce the power.
I empowered you to overcome everything you've overcome up to this present moment. I fixed you for what's going to happen after this. You were in the mind of God long before you were ever born.
You are not alone in your battle. God has your back because worship is warfare. Put these 4 messages in your arsenal today on CD or DVD. Equip yourself by visiting our website or by calling 1-800-591-8480.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings, and you can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live at 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Are you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Good morning, y'all. How's everybody doing?
I'll be ready in a second.
You good? Welcome to On Point.
Good morning. Welcome to On Point. As you see me getting all greased up here. #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1, at David G. Evans, the number 1. Won't you please invite someone to join our conversations this morning as we talk about faith and religion and kingdom, politics, current events, culture, those significant events that happen around the world and locally that impact your life, but we discuss everything from a kingdom, a biblical perspective. So we ask you to join us, inviting people right now. Like and subscribe to us, of course. If that facility is facilitated on whatever site you're watching, like and subscribe, share, of course, so that others can enjoy the conversation. We have the most intelligent spiritual callers in the world, a very balanced audience. We disagree at times, but we disagree agreeably, and we continue to fight the good fight of faith. 1-866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call here on Point. We are the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, and we look forward to a great conversation with you today as our callers call from all over the country, and at times some of our listeners from around the world will call us. And the number's toll-free, so we encourage you to talk to us this morning as we try to broach the subjects that we believe are impacting, but also giving you a spiritual understanding, of course, of why we think things are occurring and, what God is doing. Look forward to talking to you this morning. Of course, joining us is our world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith. Hey, man.
Good morning.
You all right today?
Yes, sir.
Well, it looks like, how's the confirmation hearing going?
Well, did you see any clips at all?
I saw a few. I'm distressed.
Good question.
I'm distressed about some of the questions. I'm distressed that someone like Lindsey Graham can, I'm all for her when it was a local thing, but now he's totally against her. So whatever faults he thought she had were okay for district court, but not okay for Supreme Court.
Yeah,
So
not for public life.
if she had character issues, then why does she just have them now? They're so ambiguous that it's aggravating to me. The other thing that bugged me, I happened to hear when she was talking to the courtroom, to both families, when this kid had gotten convicted of doing something inappropriate. And she was not apologizing for the kid. She was saying she was sorry that both families had to go through this because of what the kid had done.
Yes.
But this guy was just trying to twist it so much. And I saw her wringing her hands at some point, I thought she needed to, backhand a few of them verbally, because she's capable of it verbally,
Yeah.
But she didn't have to let him just, twist the outcome of what she was trying to say.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to this part, then I ask you a question. I'm going to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
First, Ted Cruz asking, can a baby be racist, which I think is completely stupid.
What?
He asked, can a baby be racist?
No, he didn't.
Based off some book or something.
No, he didn't.
I'm not lying
No,
to you.
he didn't.
I'm not lying to you. What is the definition of a woman? And she's like, I'm not a biologist. Her whole premise is, of course, they're trying to catch her up.
Yeah, they're trick questions.
Yeah. Stupid questions like that. But
Is she allowed to say, that's a trick question, Senator, I'm not answering it?
Well, she's came out, I'm not a biologist, that leads them, and she kept it. My job is to listen to the facts and make a ruling based off.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway, people were praising her ability to stay poised under pressure, etc., which is good.
Okay. Need that.
And then some people brought up something very good.
Okay.
What people are celebrating in her with her poise should be celebrated,
right?
But should also be seen somewhat as a negative not because of her poise, But because why do black people have to stay more poised compared to Kavanaugh, who got to yell, scream,
Yeah, he did cry too.
cry?
Yeah.
Because if she did all that, it'd be angry black woman.
Yeah.
She's emotional.
There's a bias.
I mean, and you've been in corporate world, so and I know you had to maintain
There's a bias.
a certain level of composure.
Yeah.
Where other people could say go off, but you had to.
Let's talk about something more social.
Yeah.
We could all go to the same bank function. My counterparts could get drunk, say whatever they did, be fresh, all that kind of stuff. Not that I had wanted to do that,
Yeah.
but I knew ahead of time I didn't have the same brevity to do it.
Right. Right.
And they came in on Monday after the event. Everybody was acting like nothing happened. But if I had done something,
Yeah.
there would have been a problem.
Yeah.
And I was in a situation where they tried to set me up.
Yes. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they tried to set me up. They sent a girl up to my room. And my boss was standing down the end of the hallway trying to see what I was going to do.
See, and that I think that's the thing that
Yeah.
bothers. And when I looked at it like that,
Yeah.
that it is kind of messed up.
Well,
Where we have to maintain a certain look.
here's the thing. I think the condition, and this has been my help all the years that I was in corporate life. The double standard eventually created an employee they could not compete with.
Okay.
Because once I realized that, a lot of my peers did not make it. There were very few people doing what I was doing at the time. I was doing it in the country. A lot of my peers didn't make it because they were really bent on the rules aren't the same, the rules aren't the same, the rules aren't the same. My adjustment was, okay, the rules aren't the same, and I need to find out how to succeed without throwing away my dignity. So I had to do twice the work to make the grade, and I was in a numerically measured job. So when they created this Frankenstein, they couldn't control it.
Right.
But a lot of my peers lost their opportunities because they were so hung up on the inequity of the rules. Why do we have to this? Why are my mistakes magnified? Why, and I just took it and stopped making the little dumb mistakes I was making and looking for a bypass on them.
Right. But and then when you got in position, you were able to make some.
I was able to make some changes but also at the same time, I did not allow. If you were female, that didn't make a difference to me.
Right.
So no, you weren't going to get some consideration because you were female. Yeah. You weren't going to get some consideration just because you were black or just because you were
Absolutely.
white. And in my shops, in my offices, it was your work qualifies you.
Right.
Period.
Right. Which it should be.
But I realize that's not how it is everywhere.
Yeah. And then of course you maintain your dignity, like you said. So there were times where you had to stand up for yourself. Where other people would have let it go just to get ahead.
I couldn't do that. My personality does not lend itself to that. So and there were several times in board meetings that I had to think quickly. Okay, you could lose your job with this response, and I would manage the response as well as I could. I would meter the response.
Right.
But it was a response because most of the time I was challenged in front of a group of people.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're right. Then people, I think. A lot of generations forget that people have to go through all that hell and not lose their dignity so they can get in positions of power so they can start making some changes below. So it's a little more equity and fairness for.
And the other thing is that we tended for a long time to put ourselves in positions or apply for positions that were subjectively measured. I think anytime you're in a situation where there is any kind of bias, female or otherwise, you have a better chance of succeeding if it's an objectively measured, if it's a numerically measured position.
Can't argue with money.
Can't argue with $10 million worth of $2 million versus $2 million. Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So when you're in that position, that is how you really can. Okay, and really a lot of times things get better.
Yeah.
When you're making money for them.
Because they may not like you, your skin,
but
they like that money coming in.
They like that money.
Yeah.
But I just think that we have to. It all depends on how you approach what you think is inequity.
Right.
Because here's the deal: they'll give you something small, but you still won't have the job.
Right.
That's just the environment. Okay, you don't like us to call you whatever, you still won't have a job, but we'll make sure we don't call you that. So they'll give you the little thing. Just like they I think that the NFL owners is the strongest labor union in the world.
Oh, come on. They are pros at this thing.
I think they're the strongest labor union in the world. And I think with Kaepernick, to them, what he got out of it was nothing.
Yeah.
So we'll give you that, but you're not going to play.
Yeah. Your entrepreneurs see things. They don't look at all or nothing like most regular people do.
Well, no, they don't.
They see it as a bump in the road.
That's right.
And if we keep on chugging,
if you get in a club where you got to have at least $1 billion to get in.
Yeah.
Seeing you get $10 million from the club.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. They'll do that.
They'll give you that. They'll give you that.
Yeah.
But we looking at it like, oh man, he got $10 million. Nothing to them.
Nothing to them. And I think more recently you've seen from the outcry, you saw more black execs being hired. Not coaches, but execs.
Yeah.
Which I think is good because again, what they're noticing is that with a black exec, if there's a qualified woman that's more qualified than a man, or a qualified black man over a qualified white man, they'll hire the minority because of the qualification, not just because.
And I think that it's how can I say this? A lot of what goes on in corporate life is very relational.
Yeah.
Referrals. You went to school with somebody, someone. We graduated from the same university, so a lot is relational, and we'll find that where there are no relationships, it's harder to get in. So my point is that with the NFL owners, they've got this relationship going on, and they make money together, and because they make money together, they're willing to do things, but they have influence that other people don't have. I clearly see they influence state government, national policy, because not only do they have money, but they're in critical areas like fuel, oil, technology. They're in critical areas of the country's well-being. Yeah. So these guys, I watch them and I'm like, they'll do billionaires will do things that regular folk won't do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got that kind of money and that kind of power.
Things are available to them that aren't available to everybody.
Yeah, but again, I do like guys like Jeffrey Lurie, a couple other people. They're more open to giving people chances, rather than some owners are more. They hire people that reflect their personality.
Some people don't take chances with their money.
Yeah, but they hire. How can I say this? Again, they hire people that fit their political narrative too, even though the person's not good at the job.
All the time.
Because we've seen that
all the time.
And
the average person has worked somewhere where there was a non-productive employee, but who had just been around a long time.
Yes. Yeah. Good with the boss.
And that's why they mastered being the boss's friend.
Yes. So so you got a difference. You got teams like Tampa Bay where they have women coaches. Because Bruce Arians is like, I don't care if you're black, white, woman.
I'm glad you said it like that.
Yeah.
I don't. This is going to sound conspiratorial, but I've been watching these guys for a while. I don't even think those hires are independent decisions.
Oh no. Because again, some owners will reflect a more diverse.
Yeah, but
personality.
Not because they're just rebels. Because it goes along with the owner's program.
Yeah, it's program, it's money.
Because they all make money together. Okay, do we need to show a little bit more diversity? Why don't you hire so-and-so? And you put an assistant coach. And, we won't bother your coach in Pittsburgh forever.
I mean,
I'm telling you.
No, I'm saying it could
they manage outcomes.
No, they can.
Yeah, they manage outcomes.
Except when they start beefing with each other. Because they are known to.
But then they stop.
They are known to beef.
It suddenly just stops, don't you?
They keep it quiet.
Because that money's being impacted.
And because they want to compete too. They are competitors.
It's one of the greatest unions I've ever seen.
Like you take a team like the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Their owner, who's the guy who references players to like inmates and stuff like that. And he hires people that fits his. Versus Jeffrey Lurie's a little more open.
They're at the end of the day though, Pastor, they're in the union.
Well,
They're in the owners club.
They're in the owners club, yes.
Yeah, so they have their right to individuality, but at the end of the day,
Yeah, they're going to do what's best for the whole organization.
yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you. No, they're going to do what's best for the whole organization.
They manage outcomes extraordinarily well.
Yes. No, I give them that.
Let's go to Teresa from Reston, then we're going to Robin from Delaware, then we're going to Tom from Florida. Hey, Teresa, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great.
Good morning. Let me turn this down. Yes. So I thought. Good morning, Bishop Evans and Pastor Nick. So I thought the hearings were phenomenal. She held her ground. She was so poised. But here's the thing: Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, Tom Cotton, and Mike Lee. It was shameful. It was just absolutely shameful. And
you can't embarrass them.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
You can't embarrass them. You can't.
Cannot.
You can't embarrass them.
And Ted Cruz, I guess there was a snapshot. I think it may have been the New York Times reporter. Don't quote me on the source, the media source, but that actually saw him after he questioned her, looking for his name on Twitter. Googling his name to see what came up.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so I know she's going to be confirmed. Mitch McConnell, which no surprise, he said he's not going to, he's going to vote no. But Manchin said yes. Even Joe Manchin said yes. So she's going to get in. She's going to do well. But it was just shameful. I was just... But I wasn't surprised. I
don't trust Manchin's yes.
Yeah.
I will trust Manchin's yes when he votes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because here's the thing I think about Manchin, and I discussed this with Cory Booker during our interview a couple weeks ago. Manchin has nothing to lose in his state if he does not vote culturally. I think maybe 1% of his constituency in the entire state looks different than he does.
That is true. That's true.
So when it came to voting rights and all that, he had nothing to lose. Yep. So people were, well, how can he do this? He's got among his constituency, he has nothing to lose. And the number one concern, the top three concerns of just about every politician that ever born, is get elected, get elected, get elected. Those are top three.
Yeah,
so Manchin had nothing. So I don't even trust this until it happens.
That is true. And Cory Booker, he was the closer. He took it home.
I heard he did a very good job.
He had her in tears, man.
He had her in tears?
She had they trickling a little bit.
Yeah.
He's very supportive of her.
The guy is extraordinarily intelligent, and his peers know it. His contemporaries know it.
Yeah.
I don't think he has many peers intellectually in Congress or Senate. I don't think he has many peers, but he does have contemporaries, which are just people doing the same thing you're doing at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, and she's qualified. I mean, and there's no arguing with her.
Undoubtedly qualified,
especially after Amy Coney Barrett, who had no
and that other guy,
Kavanaugh. Her qualifications compared to them are
non-existent.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Non-existent.
Yeah.
She was put in there because they thought she would do what they wanted her to do. But I think they're actually educating her as to how that thing works now.
Yeah.
But I don't. Judge Thomas, is he going to recuse himself from anything because of his mate?
No. He's stonewalled.
She's a QAnon person.
I know. Yeah. They got you saw the text messages with her and
yes.
Yeah.
How's things in Reston, Virginia?
They're great. I'm outside of Washington, D.C., but one more thing I wanted to say to you guys. I heard it was a radio call-in program, and this pastor, he said something that was so profound. He said that he believes, that the history is going to go down that Joe Biden was one of the most profound presidents that elevated black leadership. He said, if you think about it, he started with Obama. He said in the names, think about names like Obama, Kamala, and Katanji. And then I thought I brought in there too, and Linda Thomas Green, she's the UN ambassador and the DOD secretary. So he's elevated. I do believe history will show that he was one president that elevated African Americans.
And I also think that when the history books start to report, they're going to find that Mr. Obama was one of the best presidents we've ever had.
Absolutely.
Yep. Because the Republican Party did everything they could, and I understand party politics. I get it, but I think when a side does something good, I think the least we can do, and that's Republicans and Democrats, if it's good, the least you can do is try to make it look bad in the sight of the people that voted for it. I've been around politicians before. I've been in State of the Union addresses, and I've seen half the room become divided because one half wanted cancer research to come to the state and the other half didn't. Not because both parties don't get cancer, but just because somebody brought the idea up first. So who suffers? People.
Yep.
Be good today, girl. Stay strong.
Right, you too. Blessings.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, and we're going to the world-famous Robin from Delaware. Good morning, Robin. How are you? Welcome to On Point.
Hello, Robin.
Did you like my radio voice?
Yes.
Yes, I do. Good morning, Bishop. How are you this morning? And good morning, Pastor Nick.
So elated that you've called us once again.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be quick. 'Cause I'm on
my stop lying.
I'm on my way to Sid's event this morning, so
okay.
I'm like 2 hours. But first, I wanted to say to you and Pastor Nick, I just thank God for both of y'all.
Appreciate
I really
that.
do. I mean, y'all make me laugh. When you're teaching, you give us humor, and I just give God the glory for both of you.
Well, we appreciate you, Rob.
Pastor
You're not
Nick,
working today, Rob?
Well, after I leave Sid.
Oh, I got ready to say. I know you don't let it.
Make some money.
I got to work. I got to work.
Her favorite song is "Can't Let a Day Go By."
Who's that by?
I forget. James Viner used to sing it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to meet him back in '84 when I was working at the Hotel DuPont.
Yeah.
He was nice.
Yeah.
But Pastor Nick,
Yes.
do you remember when I asked you about having Embrace classes online? This was maybe 3 years before the pandemic. And
I'm trying to remember
then,
last month sometime.
I remember this when I asked you about having a Bethany Town Hall meeting. You know what you said?
No, Robin. We don't know what you said.
Pastor Nick said, you would take up the whole town hall meeting.
Oh, that was prophetic, wasn't it?
Yes, no, but I thank God that this did happen, though, that we have the Embrace classes online, and people can, take their classes who couldn't make it, and the Engage Live.
There's absolutely no excuse now for it not coming.
Right, the Engage Live.
You can't say you couldn't get home from work on time. All those excuses went right out the window.
Yep.
For real. But just my comment regarding the confirmation hearing. That's the first time I've ever watched that.
Yeah.
And I got so angry and upset, and I said, God, calm me down. But the questions